Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I'm Cheryl Scheidell with Barrett Financial. Welcome to my show, Reverse Mortgages and Beyond. And today I've got these beautiful ladies with me, all women-based companies, and I just like to introduce them all. And then what we're going to do is we're going to ask them some questions about their industries and let you know how to get a hold of them as well. I just want to be a resource to my community, and this is how I'm going to be doing it. Catch my episode on reverse mortgages. I talk about reverse basics, the myths about reverse mortgages, how to purchase a home with reverse mortgages. You can catch that on another podcast on this station. I appreciate you joining in. Today I have Miss Lydia Wietsma from NextHome Realty, and she's going to be talking to us about what's going on with the market, buying and selling homes. I also have Shauna Treat from First Response Roofing. And then I also have Jenny Gable from Like New Painting. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to start with Miss Lydia Wietsma, and we're going to have her give us her background, and then we're going to ask her some questions.
Yeah.
So go ahead and give us your intro.
So I've been a realtor for 22-ish years. Prior to that, I was in medical sales. I got sucked into real estate, and it kept me in, and that's what happened. So I ended up working for a lot of the large brokerages, over the years, and I just recently purchased my own brokerage with my business partner Raquel, and so we have our own NextHome office.
Well, you also have this book, so let's just start there.
Yes, okay.
Tell me about your book.
So my main business is seniors and probate work. And so over the years, I've had a lot of friends in the senior space, and many of them have been working for some of my probate attorneys. And so over the years, they've asked me, you've got so much knowledge, you should write a book. And I wrote a book last year called Solving Life's Next Chapter. It's all about experiences that I've gone through with my seniors and adult children having to deal with the property once they have inherited them. So it's been a great experience.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
That's awesome. Well, and to that point, so that's how Lydia and I came to be.
Yep.
Is I've been in the mortgage industry since 2002, and then about 10 years ago, I had 3 reverse mortgages fall into my lap. So I've been doing reverse mortgages for 10 years. Lydia is a senior certified realtor, and so over the last couple of years, we've been in contact, and then recently just a lot in contact.
Yes.
And so it's been awesome because we just care for our seniors, in that demographics, and we love working with our seniors. And so it's just been a great relationship. I will have to say, I'm going to let you all know that we also have a radio show on AM 960, The Patriot. I'm on Sundays at 3:30 about reverse mortgages. Lydia's on at 3 o'clock on Sundays, 960 a.m. The Patriot. That's in Arizona for those of you who are watching from out of state. So, all right, so we've gone over Lydia's background.
Yep.
What trends are you seeing in the Arizona market?
So right now, obviously, the last few years, it's really been a seller's market. And in the last year, it's really changed to a buyer's market. So we have a lot more inventory on the market right now. And back when COVID hit, we had very few on the market. And now we've got quite a few more. So buyers have more options. And because of that, the competition is pretty strong when you've got multiple listings. So listings are definitely, if you can't work with a listing on one street, there's probably one on the next street that they can probably look at. So it truly has become a buyer's market in certain areas. Some areas it's a little more even, and in very few areas it is a seller's market still. So it really depends. The trends have been really kind of all over the place this last year.
Okay, so obviously that's for the local market, but then you work with people that relocate to Arizona, and then you can guide them to the area that would be possibly best for them. Okay.
Yes. And the funny thing is, you talk about trends. we had a client here in Arizona that sold their house and moved to upstate New York within the last 4 months. And they were trying to buy a house there, and it was a frenzy out there. Every time they put an offer in, it was multiple offers. So really, it's good to reach out to a local realtor that understands their market.
Perfect. So you're going to want to reach out to Miss Lydia. So how does a seller concession buy down work?
So what we're doing now with buyers is a lot of because interest rates have gone up the last couple of years, a lot of buyers are hesitant to even buy. But what we're doing is we can offer, or we can ask the seller to come in and basically ask for concessions. And with those concessions, you can do multiple things with them. Buy down your interest rate is a good one, or use it for other resources later on if they need, paint or carpet or roofing, things like that. And also closing costs, your title fees and things like that.
Well, and just the punch list from when they did their inspection.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Good.
So it's really a good way for buyers to get into a home, make it their own, and even get possibly their interest rates lower too. So
Yes, which we like that, of course. But even though we're all like, oh my gosh, the rates,
right.
we're still in a good market for the rates.
Absolutely.
And it's always a good time to buy, because even if the rate is what it is today, it's going to go up and down.
Right.
And just the trends that we see over the years, Lydia and I and the girls here, we always listen to the Cromford Report, which tells us what the market's going to be doing. And so, you know what? My dad did loans in the Carter days, and it was 18%. Yep. So we're still looking good.
My first house was 18%.
Yes, yes. So we're still looking good. So don't let the rate buy now. That's what I want to say is buy now. What features do buyers want most in Arizona?
So what's happening now is, there have been times over the years where you could throw anything on the market. It could be, it could have orange carpet or yellow carpet or purple carpet and it would sell. But right now, what buyers really want is they want the latest and greatest in everything. They want the newer carpet or the newest flooring. They want there's certain paint colors that they're looking for. They want certain kitchen features, bathroom features. Those are your main focuses. Backyards are really big with kids. And so right now, if you have a home and it's in pristine condition, it will sell over one that maybe someone has to go in and put some things into it.
So I'm going to give an example. Literally, just right before we got here today, I was talking with somebody, and they're looking at a house, 1980s, with the green shag carpet
Yep.
and all the stuff. So they're able to negotiate.
Yep.
That way they can get, they can rehab the property after they get it.
Right. And that sometimes that's what we could use those concessions for as well.
Good. And that's the other thing. What is your opinion? I'm just going to ask, because I have people telling me, before I sell the house, I'm going to do this and do this and do this, and they're going to remodel, and then they're going to sell it. And then I'm like, wait a minute, don't do that, because they might not like that when you sell it. And now you just wasted all that money. So your opinion is the same?
Yes.
Okay.
So especially because I am in the senior world, and a lot of my clients haven't remodeled their home in years. Some of them have lived there for multiple years and
decades
even. Yes. And so that's the first thing that either the senior and or their adult children ask me is, should we remodel the house? And to be honest, if it's only needing paint, or it's only needing a roof, or it's only needing a little bit, I would do it. But if it needs a full-blown remodel, I would totally not do that, because just lower the price and let the buyer come in and do their own thing. Because a lot of people want, with all the shows out there, the DIY things, people they feel like they know what they can do. And if they only do a little bit, they don't do the entire thing, it's not going to give them any more money anyways.
Right.
So
it's not dollar for dollar.
It's not dollar for dollar. So It really makes sense for them to just lower the price, get it out there, let that person, it might even be a first-time home buyer that maybe wants to do their own thing and put their own
spin and touch.
Yeah, exactly.
Good,
and
good.
sometimes I've had over the years too where families will remodel their entire house and then the people come in and they change it all away
know,
anyway.
I
So,
know.
So
wasteful, and that's why costs and supplies are going up.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Okay, so what's the best way for people to get a hold of you?
So my number is 602-363-1720, or you can email me at lydia@arizonapoweragent.com.
Okay, great. So we're going to still go around here, and then we'll come back to Lydia in case you think of something else you'd like to say towards the end. And then I would just like to say, so I do reverse mortgages. So obviously catch my podcast on reverse mortgages. But what I'm doing is I'm bringing in a referral partners that I like to use to have seniors or anybody that, for that matter, use the equity in their home to do the things that they need to do with it. So a reverse mortgage could help that senior pay for a new roof on their house, pay for painting the house. So these are just resources for you to use. So next I'm going to bring on Shauna Treat, and she's with First Response Roofing.
Yes.
And so thank you for joining us today. I'm so
Thank
excited.
you.
I'm just loving that we're having women-owned businesses. I'm going to say that again.
Yep.
This is girl power right here.
Yep.
This is awesome. So, all right, Miss Shauna, what makes First Response Roofing different from other roofing companies?
So the biggest thing with First Response is the educational piece, and it really is the report that we send to you after we do our free inspections. We'll come out to your home, do a free inspection, and then you're going to get a report from us that has pictures of the underlayment of any cracked tiles, things that you're not going to see because we're not on our roofs, right?
Yeah.
We're going to do that. And then our estimator is going to come down and share that with you and advise, hey, the underlayment is in satisfactory condition. The underlayment is, you're going to need to replace it sooner than later.
What is underlayment for people who don't know?
Sure. So the underlayment is the boards that are directly underneath the tile or the shingles, whatever, that is underneath whatever your roof is.
Okay.
So that's what we want to look at, because once your underlayment is shot, then you are going to start getting leaks. And then we have bigger problems where you are going to more than likely need a restoration or have insurance involved, whatever the case is.
Okay. So I got right into our questions, but give me a background about you so that everyone can get to know you.
Yep. So I am your blonde roofer, so
Yes.
Shauna Treat.
I love it.
Which I love. So First Response Roofing has been around for 3.5 years. We have 20 years of experience in the industry. And so the owner of the company, she was with another company, and they decided to do things that were not ethical, and she did not want to be a part of that. And so she tried to purchase the company, and you know how that is.
Yeah.
You're like, I want $1 trillion for my company.
Right.
So she's like, okay, we're just going to start our own thing and stuff. So it's so funny because my background is in mortgage. I started in 2002 as well.
Okay.
So I've seen the gamut from everything back end. So I have a lot of knowledge when it comes to mortgage and things of that nature. But roofing it's a brand new world for me, so I'm loving it.
So as a mortgage person,
Yes.
could they do the roof before they close if they're refinancing? Do you do that type of paid at escrow type
We
of
do.
closing? Okay.
Absolutely.
So
Yep.
people can finance through their mortgage their roof.
They can.
Whether it's a 30-year fixed cash out refi, we as lenders, loan officers, we could do that. So just everyone out there, just so you know,
Yep.
we can do a paid at closing.
Yep.
And that's where you close, and then that money is paid right from title right to the roofing company.
Yep.
So that's just really important to know.
It is. Not every roofing company does this.
Right.
So that's a really good question to ask if that is a concern, because roofs are not cheap if you have to replace the entire thing and you want a good quality.
Well, and I was just with a client the other day, and I was telling her all about you. She's like, well, so she's a lady who's been in her house for over 20 years. She's like, I'm going to need a new roof, and she's getting a reverse mortgage. And I'm like, I've got the right person for you.
Yep.
So
We'll take care of her.
So what are the most common mistakes homeowners make when it comes to their roof?
That's a really good question. So getting your roof inspected on an annual basis. And I know this sounds
Annual.
This sounds so crazy. But here's the deal. have us come out. It's completely free. We will look at it, give you all the pictures, write it up, send it to your insurance agent. There's nothing wrong with it. Your insurance company knows you're doing your due diligence to make sure that you're getting your oil changed.
So that's not going to ding them for a claim or anything.
No,
Okay,
no.
just double checking.
Nope. And that's the other thing. And I'm so glad that you mentioned that. Call us before you call your insurance company for a claim. Let us talk to you about what is your deductible. Let's look at your roof inspection, everything. Maybe your deductible is $500 and you just need to spend $800. There's no sense in putting a claim out there
Right.
for $300.
Right.
Because that claim is forever on there, whether you use it or you don't use it, and that could affect you later on.
Right.
So it's best to call us first and let us help you through that process.
Okay.
And we can help guide through that.
Great advice.
Okay, good. Now, so we actually had a rainy day last night, or a really bad rainy night. So I was excited about that.
Yeah.
So we're talking residential, but I'm going to do a plug for you. How about commercial? Because I was at a restaurant. They had all these buckets around. Do you do commercial?
We do.
Okay,
Yep.
good.
We sure do. Flat roofs, commercial, residential. We do gutters as well. Gutters are a part of the roof
Okay.
as well.
Gutters, okay. Flat roofs, do they have a different type? Is it foam or is it different types of?
It's foam, and you
Okay.
want to make sure that you get that looked at. Foam needs to be replaced every 5 years.
Okay.
But we still need to do an inspection because maybe something around the vent or something along those lines is going on, and let us seal that better if something does happen. The sun is brutal, we know, out here in Arizona, and anything can happen. The wind is insane with the monsoon season, so.
Okay. Okay. So how do I know when it's time to repair or replace my roof?
Yep, so it goes back to that underlayment. So
Okay.
really that comes back to your roofer and making sure that you're getting that annual inspection. It goes hand in hand. And let us look at your underlayment. We'll tell you, hey, it looks like you have about 5 years
Okay.
on this. Prepare for a new roof. With us, we're going to look at the entire thing, and let's just say the south side of your roof is shot, but the north side is fine.
Okay.
We do not require you to replace your entire roof.
Okay.
We will take the portion that needs to be replaced and take care of that
So
for
that's
you.
the ethics thing that you're talking about.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's
Yep.
good.
We're not going to put anybody in a position if they don't need it, and then prepare them for, hey, 5 years down the road. And we do have credit options as well. So if you don't go
Okay.
through
A lender. Yeah.
or anything like
Okay,
that,
good.
that is an option.
Good. So what does the process look like when you're working with First Response Roofing?
Yep. So we have amazing women in the office that will take care of your phone calls. They'll schedule the appointment for the inspector to come out. My girlfriend, actually single mom, lives all alone, was a little nervous, right? Got the picture of who's coming out. We were very good about the communication.
That's what I want to
that-
stop you right there.
Yes.
That was what I was going to ask you. So it's women owned, but it's not women on the roof putting the roof in.
No.
Okay, so continue what you're saying, but I just want people to know
Yep.
it's still men doing the roof, but you just never know, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly.
So they took a picture so people know who's
Yep.
coming to their house.
Yep.
For
Yep.
safety reasons.
For safety reasons,
Okay.
exactly. And he'll go up and he'll talk to the homeowner. You can be home. You don't have to be home either. But if you are home, they are going to come and talk to you, let you know what's going on, answer any questions, any concerns that you have. And then we do follow-up calls as well, and just make sure that everything is good. So we're really good about that communication piece and reaching out to folks and
Wonderful.
then getting that report from us.
Okay, good. Well, why don't we give everyone your contact information?
Sure. So our office is 480-924-4444. And you can email me directly. It's Shawna, SHAWNA, at firstresponsearizona.com.
Wonderful.
Oh, no, it's not. It's First Response Roofing at Arizona.
Okay.
Nope, it's not. Okay. I'm blonde. Shawna at firstresponseroofingaz.com.
Okay.
Maybe dial the number.
Okay, give that number one more time. Give the number one more time.
480-924-4444.
Okay, and here's the good news. We'll make sure that email address is in the notes. I love it.
I love it too.
So awesome. So awesome. Okay. All right.
Can't laugh.
Right? So now we're going to move on to Miss Jenny Gable with like new painting.
Correct.
So, Miss Jenny, you know, I have people that are doing reverse mortgages. They have dry rot. They have some situations with their house. It's time to paint the house because it's just time to paint the house. So why don't you give us a little bit of background about yourself, and then we'll get into your questions.
Yeah, obviously female here as well, painter in a man's industry. How did I get here? It was actually my dad's business. And so he was a high school teacher, and most high school teachers that are trying to support a family need a side business. So he painted houses all the way when I was growing up, and I never had the desire to paint in the summer times or do anything with the business. I never really wanted to, but it's always kind of been in our family. My husband has done it on and off here when we needed extra income for our family. We've
Okay.
got 2 teenage boys ourselves now. And so really when COVID hit, the demand was so crazy for housing projects that we just ran with it, and it's grown into a great business for our family.
Awesome.
For those that I employ, it's been a blessing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you've been around then how many years? 5 or 6 years?
Full
Or-
time since COVID, so yeah, almost
Okay.
5 years now.
Okay.
But I mean, it's been in my family for 30 years now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's awesome. Awesome. Now you're not out there painting.
I am. No, I am.
Oh, wow.
I am, and I do have women and I have men painting.
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
Yep, I sure am. I am on the site.
You go, girl. I
Yep,
love it.
I am.
Okay. So how did you get into the, okay, so we just talked about that.
Mm-hmm.
How does being an Arizona native give you an advantage in
Yeah.
the paint industry here in the Valley?
I love Arizona.
I'm
I
a
don't wanna
native
live
also, just so you
anywhere
know.
else. I
Yeah,
love it.
yeah.
Right? Shauna is too.
Yeah,
Right? I mean, it's just I've been elsewhere and then I came back. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just a great area for business. It's obviously hot in the summertime, so we have to take that into account. But the weather 9 months out of the year is just perfect, to work outside, and connections obviously are big. Just growing up in Arizona, I just painted a house last week for some people I went to high school with.
Oh, that's awesome.
So
I love hearing stories
I just
like
love
that.
connections. I love our valley, and it's just great being in Arizona.
Good. I love it. Perfect. What are the things people should look for when they're looking to paint their house?
Quality paint, especially in Arizona. Shauna talked about this just with the heat and everything. I was just talking to a lady on the way here that said, hey, we had a house built 8 years ago. We moved in 8 years ago, brand new house. It needs paint. I said, you're lucky you got 8 years out of that, because a lot of the times in these new builds, they'll just throw on the lowest grade paint, to get
Really?
the house up and look pretty to move them in.
Okay.
So usually it's around the 4-year mark after a new build that I'm out painting an exterior.
Wow.
So the fact they got 8 years out of it really was a win for them. So quality paint is one. You don't want to use the lowest grade paint of any company. Quality paint is huge.
Okay. All right. Good to know.
And make sure they pressure wash too an exterior. I know of painters that don't pressure wash.
So pressure wash before they're painting.
Gotta pressure
And
wash
priming.
before you paint
Okay,
the
so that's like
exterior.
priming. Okay. What are some things that set you apart from other paint companies? Probably
I think
the
our
things
crew
you just talked about, right?
I think our crew. I mean, I've got people that have been with me for 4+ years now, really since we've started it. They're very loyal. They love what they do. I treat them very well, and we work really well together. You're not going to see us fighting on a job site.
Okay. Well, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
Okay, so same question that I asked Sean about roofing. Will you be able to paint someone's house and get paid after closing if they're financing through a reverse mortgage or a traditional loan?
Yes.
You're able to do
Yes, I
that.
have
So we'll
done that
do
in the
that on a
past.
case by case basis. So not everybody will do that. Not every contractor will do that. So you just make sure you're working with these ladies because they'll be willing to do that. Okay, case by case. And then is there anything else we should know about your company?
I would just say communication is big.
Like how many days would it take to paint a house?
Typically, an exterior, you pressure wash on a day, and it's usually a 2 to 3 day process. If it's a 2-story, it's probably going to be a 3-day process.
Okay.
Depending on how busy. Excuse me. Thank you, boys, for going back to school. Get us all sick.
Yeah.
I would say 2 to 3 days is a typical exterior in Arizona after you pressure wash for
And
a
that's
day.
a single floor or double?
2 days for a single story, 3 for a 2-story.
Okay, and that's exterior. So
That's exterior.
obviously you do interior as well.
We do interior. We do top to bottom, everything. I do not paint cabinets. That's kind of a specialty. I have a company I refer to with that.
Okay, and then does your company move the furniture for people when it's inside?
We will. Yes, we
Okay.
will. Typically, people will move the small things. I ask them to move like the small, pictures off the wall
Nightstands or-
things.
okay, yeah.
If it is a senior couple or whatever, I will offer to move them. I just like to have people in the house watching us move.
Right, because you don't wanna be
Painters, not
liable.
movers, but we're movers.
Yeah.
We do it all, just
Yeah.
like
yes,
like
yes.
everybody else.
Okay, because people have to push everything to the middle, and then you're tarping everything.
Correct.
Okay, so then on the inside, are you using spray? Or are you using rollers? Or
It depends. If it's walls only, we'll probably just use rollers and brushes. But if you're
Okay.
doing ceilings, it's a whole other ball game because you got to cover everything, and then that we do spray ceilings.
Okay. And then what about like that flat texture? I mean, so you do different types of textures from the flat and all the different,
Yeah,
all the stuff that I don't know about.
The drywall, I actually have a great drywall person that
Okay.
if it needs a lot of times interiors will need drywall repair that I have a great drywall person that can match texture, but we'll paint any surface. I mean, we'll paint the smooth surface, which is kind of the higher end homes now are just the smooth texture walls.
Okay.
All the way up to the 90, well, that's called 90-10, it's more smooth texture, but where it's more textured, like the older houses in Arizona
Okay.
will have more texture on them.
Okay, and then I'm going to ask a silly question because I don't know this, but so could I come to you with the paint that I want to use, or will you say these are the paint companies that I would suggest so that way it's a higher quality of paint, or do you have both sides? Do people, this is the brand and this is what I want to use, or do you suggest, or how does that work?
I have both. I'll work and I'll walk through the process with everybody from moving furniture to paint colors to the whole process. If people have never painted or they have questions, I will make it as easy as possible. All I need you to do is pick out your paint color. It can be from any brand that you
Eggshell
want.
to
It could
whatever,
be
purple.
it could be Dunn Edwards, it could be Behr, it could be Sherwin-Williams. I just
Okay.
need you to pick out your paint color.
Okay.
I don't pick out paint colors for people because
Okay.
what I think, I need you to be happy with it as a homeowner.
Right. Okay.
You pick out your paint color, and then if you really want to use, I will use Behr paint if I can,
Okay.
because I have a great relationship with our Behr rep, and they
Okay.
get me great pricing on a great quality product.
Okay.
But if you say no, I absolutely want to use Sherwin-Williams, we'll use Sherwin-Williams. We do have contractor pricing with them as well, and Dunn Edwards as well.
Okay, cool. Okay, and then how do people reach you?
My cell phone number is 480-353-7356. And then I do have a Instagram and a Facebook page, Like New Painting AZ. New Painting AZ.
Perfect. All right, so we're just going to go around one more time in case anybody thought of something else they want to share. Lydia, do you have anything else you'd like to share with us today?
I don't, other than working with women-based companies is really important for me too.
We have our act together. Just saying. Okay, Ms. Shauna?
I think the only thing I want to share is just be careful. If you are deciding to go with a roofing company, just make sure that they are licensed, insured, and bonded. There's a lot out there that are not and fly by night, and they'll just take your money. So just do your due diligence no matter who you're working with, and that's just in general. So I wanted to put that out there.
Okay, wonderful. Anything else you'd like to add?
I would just say, being a female in the industry, it's great to have other people to, like, especially real estate, realtors, mortgage, to trust, to work with, and to refer people to. So I just appreciate you, Cheryl, and Lydia, and Shauna being here, and it's just been great to do this.
Awesome. Yes, thank you, ladies. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to close out today with reverse mortgages and beyond, and I am bringing on another show, and we're going to have Miss Lydia is going to join me back, and we're going to talk about probate real estate. Then I'm going to have a hospice company, Ascension Hospice, with us today, and then we're going to also have a death doula Margaret, joining us. So thank you for joining. I look forward to seeing you on the next show.